All right, you are welcome back. When we opened the discussion with the issue of Mother's Day earlier, Zaid and Sunday, they were actually reacting that fine, it's over, yes, but the conversation surrounding the issue of parenting, surrounding the issue of motherhood is still on. And we have in the studios with us a mother and also a counselor, so to say, Mrs. Oluwatoyin Akarakiri-Oluwasina. Thank you very much for joining us on the program this morning. Let me say, fine, it was yesterday anyways, but let me say Happy Mother's Day to you. It's actually a belated one anyways.
Happy Mother's Celebration.
A celebration, yes, for you. The issue now is 24th century parenting. Over the years, people have been talking about the issue of parenting, which is the bedrock, so to say, of the upbringing of a child. But today what we have is quite different from the normal norm, from the narrative that we used to have way back 60s, 70s, 80s, even the early 90s. What do you think is actually wrong with parenting these days? Talking about the 21st century parenting.
Thank you very much. Well, by every standard, effective parenting, right from time, has been very challenging because it demands special and I would say stressful skills and behaviors on the part of the parents in modeling a child, in raising a child to attain their potentials in life. So it's not a thing of now. Maybe it's going beyond the normal. That's why it looks as if it's new. It has not really, because I know when we were growing up, I know there were some there's some challenges too we also face when we're growing up. But these days, maybe because of this increase in knowledge and I think increase in knowledge basically has made this thing to become more overwhelming on the part of parents than what it used to be. Many people are open to diverse knowledge now. Information is everywhere. Unlike before, there's a way you can talk to your child and he will behave, he will respond very well. But now when they look at others, they see what others are behaving and they want to copy. They want to say, after all, so person is doing this and I can also do it and have my way. So there are lots of issues as regards that. And then another area is parents too have their own problems. Most parents, like I said, what you have is what you can pass to others. Most parents too, they didn't have that kind of training. So it's what they have that they now pass to the upcoming generation. That's like in the Bible, Peter and John, they met the lame man at the gate of the beautiful gate. And they said, silver and gold we have none. But such as we have, we give unto you. So parents that lack training, that lack proper upbringing, that have a terrible background, that's the only life they know. And that's the only thing they can pass to their own children and other children around.
Okay.
So that's basically one of the problems we're having in the society now.
Okay, because people want to know more as in terms of knowledge now. So also for knowledge, we have the year of civilization. People say it's civilized, the civilized world. It's a world of ICT. That is why we're having the ICT parents now, unlike what we used to have then. Even as then, we had different technologies then in new innovations, new inventions way back then. But at the end of the day, we still got what we call good parenting. Because then if you have a child and probably that child misbehaves, that child will get enough spanking. Different kind of slaps you get, the one that will reset your brains, different types of slaps, and we just didn't put that way. But today, is it because of civilization? That's why we have these high rate of moral decadence in the society because of civilized or ICT parents now.
Yeah,
so
that civilization is one of the major problems, and that's why we get all this information from. And another area where people are not really looking at, it may sound odd, it may sound weird, but that's where the secret really is. But we are here to tell the truth. Where the fear of God is missing, where there's no fear of God. People don't understand this. They just feel that, oh, we are moral people. No, there is something that's controlling the the nature that controls people. And once that thing is missing, a vacuum is created. And there's no way you can have a vacuum in any situation. Something must replace it. What is affecting the whole world and we are denying it is because the fear of God is lacking in the lives of people. Look at us in Africa. We want to copy the Western world. Everything we are, everything, even our food, everything we do, we want to take after the Western world. And that's where the problem is coming from. There, they used to know God in the past. And then they had a sin environment. The same thing here in Africa in general. We knew God to an extent. The fear was there. The fear of God, which transported to the fear of parents and authorities at large. But now, when we look at what is happening there, with the help of the internet, everything is opened. You see that people, they don't go to church, they don't worship, they don't even care about all of that. They don't even want to hear about God. And this is a spirit that has been controlling, that has been keeping them sane. In fact, I heard that, first, it's not an hidden thing that most schools abroad, they don't even allow them to talk about God anymore. They don't pray, they don't do any of these things. And then it begins to pass down to Africa. And once this thing is there, this thing is a controlling factor. Once it's there, every child, every person becomes animalistic in nature. Then there's another force that now be controlling them. The Bible talks about the spirit of disobedience. It said the spirit that works in the children of disobedience. So the spirit is there working and making them to do things against morality. So that's why parents these days, they are finding it more difficult to control them. Advice of words cannot do all of these things. Words of man cannot correct. There's a power that must be in place that when it enters into that child, then the correction will take place.
There are also concerns about the critical agents of socialization. I know you're from the religious sector, and then when we take a look at what impact religious houses also play in this matter, to a large extent, many believe that it's huge. When we now place that side by side, juxtaposing it with the roles of traditions, traditional rulers, and all of that. I was at an event recently, and the conversation popped up on why is it that even in churches you don't find people of high moral values, being the mama job, being the baba job, but the people with the money to throw around. The same thing with people who get chieftaincy titles in society. So isn't that also a critical point that's sending the wrong signal about parenting, that you now find parents harping on what many call street language, now it's the craze for wealth and all of that. Isn't that also a big issue on our hands?
So there's a saying that says, when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. Many people that claim to go to church these days, they just go for religious sake. It's a very sad development. But I thank God that things are taking shape and God himself is trying to control, correct things. Most of these religious settings we see today, they are not what it used to be. I remember when we were growing up, I have a very solid Christian background. So even me, I'm surprised the way things are turned now. Then in those days, there's no difference between the rich and the poor. We don't even, that's the least consideration of offense. Nothing, there's no place for the rich, there's no place for, everybody just, flew together. But now, there's disparity. And then, like I said, it still boils down to the same thing. Many of these people setting up churches around there, they still didn't have the understanding and they didn't have the training. It's still the same thing. They didn't have the kind of training that's supposed to be. And what they have is what they are passing down to. When they gather, most churches, of course, when they gather, is to talk about prosperity. And this is what we are fighting against too. Because we know that this eventually will increase the problem of the society.
The family, yes, but the family, if you agree with me, is the nucleus of society, and whatever it is that's happening in the family will translate to what will happen in larger society. And so, if that holds true, then what then do we, or whose slap do we place the fault when many say we now have untrained parents training untrained children. Because, like many would say, you don't give what you don't have. So, on what palm do we place the culpability? Is it the economy or what that has made many parents become the children, while the children are becoming the parents? And so, this role switching, is it also a challenge in 21st century parenting?
Yeah, here I'm not here to blame anybody for anything. We just need to correct ourselves where everybody's missing it. Parents, yeah, the economy has a lot to do in all of this as well. Because most times parents want to even do the best they can to inculcate right ideas, right values into their children. But, okay, like a parent that has bills to pay, has things to do, and the way the demand is so high for children these days, they want to, to be like their peers, they want to enjoy what others are enjoying. And a parent that is not, that maybe what he's doing cannot really help her or him to achieve that for the children. They want to go extra mile, to make their children comfortable and do this and that. And this thing, when there's no balance between family relationship and then career and business relationship, then who suffers is the children. A mother or father that will leave the house in money, then look for money to pay school fees, to feed, to clothe, to pay house rent, and to do all sorts of things for the children, just to make sure that the children are comfortable. The time that he goes out to do all of this, the children, that time, I'm not saying they should be out all the time, be in the house with the children, but maybe like before, many parents, they were just after the basic things of life for the children: house, shelter, food, and that's all. But now the demand is more. You want to look at your friends, the way their children are. They are in good schools, they have this, they have that, and children come back, oh, mommy, I want this, I want that. That one will propel the parents to want to go extra mile to see that they can make this kind of provision for their children. But that extra time they spend out there looking for money, if they have spent it at home to nurture these children, to take care of them, then what we have in society would have been reduced.
With your submission, I'm worried because we talk about demands, and these are days where you find women also making demands for more inclusion, not just in politics but in different spheres. And I would want to get your thoughts on all of those demands for more inclusion vis-a-vis balancing on the home front. How easy, we are in a difficult situation now in terms of parenting, in terms of upbringing, and then deviation from the past where you have mothers or fathers who are more closer to their children, and fast forwarding to now that we are pushing all out to get more involved in things. Don't you think, or do you think the vacuum that will be created will become bigger?
Yeah, to be factual, this has been my cry to women who have listening ears. I always tell them, be contented with whatever your husband is able to provide. Do your little. Women are made, from Bible studies, we know that women are supposed to be home keepers. But it's a pity because of, I would say because of bad economy, and because of greed, because of lack of contentment. Because women these days, they want to rub shoulders with men. They are not really, many of them are vacating their positions in the home, in the society. And it's having a very great hold on the children. They don't know, many of these things lies in the hands of women. In those days, many of them were just, teachers. Whatever occupation they find themselves in, or whatever venture they always consider that my children will come back from school so soon, very soon. Then they must meet me at home, or maybe under 1-2 hours I must be home with them. But what do we have today? The man will leave by 7 or 6 a.m. in the morning, come back at 10. The mother will take off too, come back at 9. Then who takes care of the children at home? And children, their lives like an open slate, clean slate. what we put in there is the script we are writing for their lives, and that's the role they will play out. So when the slate is blank and cannot be left blank, something must come to write on it, and the society is the one doing all of that. They will tell them this how to live, because the parents are not there today, especially the mothers. Mothers are losers, and they're the ones who are crying more, and they are the one creating vacuum in the home for this.
Okay, if you look at the society as well, before they say that, you know, the parents, they have the four highs, and the society has many highs, and because of that, they tend to look out for the children. You know, way back, if you actually do anything wrong, even if that person is not your parent, but if you discovers that, oh, you've done something wrong, that person can spank you, and when you get home and you report to your parent, you even get, you know, another spanking that will be greater. But today we discover that the society is looking the other way in terms of parenting. Aside from some of the points that you just raised, the fear of God, and also because of you know, people in search of knowledge and other stuff. So what do you think is the place of society to correct all these anomalies that we see today?
It's a very funny thing, but everybody seems to be busy. Let me just put it that way. Everybody is on the fast track. So a parent that is not there for his own child, what time then does he have to be looking after another person's child? That's the problem. And then because of the way, you know, the way our children are going to, well, maybe I think it still boils down to training. Many of the children these days, and I don't know, honestly, that one is still baffling me. They don't have regards for authorities. They don't have regards for elders. Something happened, okay, in the church recently. I tried to discipline a child. No, I really did. I was like warning her the way she's been misbehaving. This is a year one secondary school girl. The mother was there. And I was like, no, do this, don't do that, this and this and that and that. And now when we're praying, this girl left the church. She felt slighted that why should I talk to her? It's like, oh, my mom does not talk to me like this. I know that I abused her, but just like correcting her. How can you sit down in a chair and then you spread your legs in the church on the chair in front of you? Such another person sitting there, you can imagine what it has become. So I had to like, no, don't do this. And she felt, you know, slighted. So when my prayers were going on, this lady left. So the following Sunday, I was like, we left the church for them, we were just looking. And you see the mother trying to cover her. How I was one that said, no, you are spoiling this child. So these are the issues we have at hand. Any little correction, and if a parent does not correct our own child, and you come as an outsider to want to come and do that, they will see you as an intruder. They will see that you are overstepping your boundary. So these days, many parents keep to themselves.
So no longer that two eyes give birth to a child and 200 eyes will have to take care of.
It's only the 2 eyes that will keep watching over their home. So that's just the problem we're having now.
Now, what's the way out? If indeed parenting would not be something that would contribute to the already overbloated challenges on our hands, what should be the disposition of everyone to proper parenting in this century?
Let everybody go back to the business. Let everybody drop their shoulders. Let us go back to learning the old virtues, the old values. That's the only way out. We should not copy the Westerners. They have lost it already. We are praying for their redemption. So we should not follow their destructive paths. Let every child, every parent hold their children by the ears. Of course, children these days, they want to put, that's like, of course, when we're growing up, we want to prove to the parent that we know better. But one thing that keeps sowing the seed, don't keep talking. Don't stop talking, sorry, keep talking. Let them know, and when you are doing this, do it in love. This is why parents are missing it again. Okay. They want to be harsh on children. Children, if you are too harsh, they will avoid you. They will not open up to you. You will not see what they are doing. They will hide things from you. But when you play softly with them, be attentive, be watchful, and don't criticize them on everything they do. Don't shout. They don't like shouting. My daughter will say, "Mommy, you are shouting." I say, "I will shout." I say, "I keep shouting."
Oh, you mean the children of
Yes,
21st century?
yes, they'll tell you are shouting. They don't want to be shouted on. And I found that the way our parents raised us,
Correction in love.
they cannot do. We can't treat our children like that these days. They will run away from you. I know many children when the parents are too hard on them, they leave the house, and they lose them to the society.
Okay. All right, because of our time, we have to let you go. Mrs. Oluwatoyin Akarakiri-Oluwasina, thank you so much for talking to us on parenting in 21st century. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
All right, we have to go on the program now because of our time. I know the issue of parenting is still on a daily basis. But from Akarakiri-Oluwasina.
Yeah, flowing from a conversation I had earlier from the Mother's Day, said there are mothers and there are mothers. Of course, whichever one you fall, do well to ensure you contribute to societal development. I'm Akarakiri-Oluwasina. Bye-bye.
And from Sunday.
Parenting is not just the duty of the mother, it's also the duty of the father. So it must be something that you cooperate to do. So don't be the one that will be pulling it down when the mother is raising it up. Let's do this together and make society a better place. Let's do this again on Wednesday, God willing. Sunday, God willing. My name is Regins. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Okay, Zaid spoke about mothers. Sunday said something about fathers as well.
Maybe you say something about you.
Yeah, so this time around, this is something about the society, that we should not look the other way. Let's see what we can do to as well correct these children who see them going the other way. Well, it is the responsibility of everyone. Oluwatoyin Omodara is my name. Enjoy the rest of your money-making Monday.